Hey everybody, Eric here. Just wanted to disclaim this episode by starting and telling you guys that from about the 11-minute 30-second mark to the 15-minute 40-second mark, I give my thoughts on the school shooting that happened in Uvalde, Texas. I know Straight Outta Gotham traditionally isn't a forum where we discuss these kinds of topics, but it is a forum that I have. This was a topic I felt passionately about. I asked Pete about it beforehand and he was okay with it, so I went ahead and gave my comments. If you do not want to hear that portion of the show, please fast forward past it. I will not take offense. If you do listen to it and you want to reach out to me and discuss this in a respectful manner, we can. I also want to thank everybody again for your continued support of this show. Pete and I enjoy doing it, and we will continue to do it as long as you guys want to hear us. So with that being said, here is episode 77 of Straight Outta Gotham. We hope you enjoy it.
Straight Outta Gotham, a crazy podcast about DC, with your hosts E-Rock and PD. When we speak up, get your geeks up, cause you know you about to get geeked up. So sit back, relax, and get comfy. Lose your mind like Solomon Grundy, and listen to a show that won't be forgotten. Coming straight out of Gotham.
And hello, everybody out in fandom. Welcome to another episode of Straight Outta Gotham, episode 77. We are a fandom pop culture podcast and a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Make sure you check out all the other great shows on the network by heading on over to BOF, clicking the podcast drop down, and checking out all the great shows that we have a part of our network: ELTD, Comics on Consoles, Batman Book Club, Raimi Review, Gotham Outsiders. Lots of great stuff over there. Azrael Podcast. Lots of great stuff to choose from, so make sure you go over there and check out all the great shows. I am your co-host from the other side of the Hudson River. I'm a senior contributor to BatmanOnFilm.com. I am Peter R. Vera, and today we're recording on May 28th, 2022. As always, we have a great show for you today. But before we get into the good stuff, I'd like to remind you, all of our faithful listeners, that if you take the time to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts, and we read your review on air, you win a prize pack. So you got to be in it to win it. Make sure you get those reviews in like Rotten Tomatoes, and you possibly could win a prize pack. I got to mail out Doug's prize pack. He won one, so his is it's here. It's just got to get assembled and put in the mail. So it's coming. Now, let me introduce you to my partner in crime, the North Haven dune scaling champion of 1969, a fellow Batman on Film contributor, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Long Island, Eric Holdman.
You keep making me older, Pete. Each week I feel like I'm getting older.
Old, and with age comes wisdom, my friend.
1969, dude? I wasn't born then.
Don't act like you haven't traveled back in time for many of your feats.
This is true. After Endgame and I learned how to do it, now
Yeah.
I just do it.
I thought it was after Days of Futures Past, but whatever.
No, I was still I wasn't as developed at that point in my scientific knowledge to do it.
All right.
And then after Endgame, I'm like, oh, okay, let me look into this, and I figured it out. So
Quite the
yes.
quite the brain you have there, Eric.
I try, I'm just one man. Just one man.
One man, many championships. 17 time!
So
17
yeah.
time champion!
What is wrong with you?
17 time! I won championship, Eric Holdman!
Okay.
I won, you lost! 17
Dune.
times!
So yes, living on an island, there are many dunes. Many dunes on Long Island. It's
a Long Island.
Yes, there's actually a dune road out east. If you go out to like Montauk, where a lot of people go visit, the main road there is called Dune Road.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the time of year too that it starts getting fun living here. Long Island, the weather's getting warmer, the beaches start to open, it gets a little bit prettier, and it's fun. Especially, we are recording this on May 28th, and it is Memorial Day weekend. So we are that's the unofficial kickoff of summer. So Pete, I also know that that Jersey during the summer, especially the shore, gets a lot of action.
Yeah.
So you headed into that season. Are you, do you get annoyed by traffic, or are you far away from the traffic?
No, traffic has no impact on me.
That's what I figured.
No.
Yeah,
If anything, I am the traffic. Yeah.
So, do you head out there a lot during the summer?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. You got to, especially now since you've been cooped up for so long, right? It's like the first real summer. This feels like. So yeah, definitely going to hit up the boardwalks, play some board games, some lemonade, some sugar water.
Well, that's I will say that in comparison, Long Island shores and like the South Shore especially was where we used to have a lot of things like they have on the Jersey Shore with the rides and the carnival atmospheres. And
not so much anymore.
Nah,
I don't know what it's going to be like though. I haven't been down there in like 2 years. It feels like.
Yeah,
that's true. Things are. I imagine things are going to be different. As long as I can get a Zeppeli or a funnel cake, I feel like I'd be all right. To be honest.
Like, that's true though.
It's like it's like okay, like I'm too old for the rides, right? I just want to put a quarter down, play a pinwheel game, get a funnel cake, and a slice of pizza. That's kind of like all I really want out of a boardwalk experience, right? Like that's your typical Jersey boardwalk.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's weird. Like here, I could go to Coney Island if I wanted that kind of experience, because it's still very much like that over there.
Yeah, nice old Nathan's hot dog.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never been to that Nathan's, you should make a trip. It's worth it. It's crazy, how much traffic that place gets, but it's they have frog legs on the menu, and
I did not know that they have frog legs. Like are they deep fried?
Yeah. Yes.
I'd eat that. I'd try that. I would try frog legs. I've had a frog burger in Paris once. That was interesting.
I didn't try frog. Snail I've had, but not frog.
I would try it. I'd give it a shot.
But yeah, every time I go, I say that. I'm like, I'm going to try the frog legs. And then by the time I get up there, the line's just too long. I'm like, I'll just take whatever. I'll have a hot dog and fries, and that's it. Let me get out of here. But yeah, so official, like I said, kick off the summer. So happy summer, everyone. And let's make it a good one. Let's make it a good one. Quick on the baseball too. We touched on it early in the year, but
did we?
When baseball started, I remember we were freaking out. Well, not freaking out, but we were laughing at how people were freaking out at the Yankees start, and now they have the best record in baseball. So
the Yankees only play bad teams. Remember that.
Well, so far they've been beefing up their record on bad teams. You could say that. I mean, that's a fair compliment.
I guess Tampa Bay's bad now.
Well, no, they're the first really good team that they've played.
Yeah,
but I guess Toronto.
Cleveland was also really hot when they came into Yankee Stadium. I know they fell off, but they're not anymore.
But they've played Baltimore, 3 series already?
They played Baltimore 13 times. But the Yankees have also beat up on the Blue Jays, which were favored to win the East.
That's true.
They've beaten up on the Red Sox, which they should. The Red Sox were 11 and a half out.
That's crazy.
It's beautiful to see. It's wonderful.
Well, of course, it's great to see. It's just crazy.
They got them in there, and I don't think Tampa scored yet.
Have they? I know it was 2-0.
I think they scored. I think Wandy Peralta gave up a run at some point.
Yeah, I know
I don't know, but I don't even know if they did. Maybe there's a series beforehand. Because Holmes has got 2 saves. I don't know. And Tyrone went to the 8th. Nestor, I don't think they have. I don't know. Maybe Nestor gave one up early.
Holmes has been a revelation.
Pitching's been amazing.
Yeah, Holmes has been
tremendous. It kind of bums me out because it doesn't bum me out, but I'm always rooting for Chapman. I know he's kind of a weird dude, but Chapman gets a lot of heat, and I know he doesn't always make the pitch, but we've been spoiled for a lot. We have Mo for a long time. We've Mo for 20 years.
Yeah,
Chapman's normal. This is Chapman's a normal, and Clay Holmes is going to give up a run at some point. It's going to happen, and then people are going to freak out. That's it. He's done. His run is done. Like, oh god, it's going to happen.
Yes, no fans overreact more than Yankee fans, right? Like that's probably the safest bet to make is that there aren't fans in the universe that overreact to one bad game.
To be honest with you, now I think all fans overreact.
I don't know. I think not all the fans of all teams though have the sense of entitlement that most Yankee fans have, and that's not something I don't believe is arguable. Yankee fans feel, and rightfully so because of the history, that every year they should be in it, and when they're not, It's crazy. Yet they haven't had a losing record since when?
It's been like 20-some years.
Yeah, so I mean, but I digress. But yeah, so that's been great, at least from on the sports front anyway, especially since all my other teams suck. So
yeah, that's great.
It's been nice to have this
happy.
beginning of the season with the Yankees start out very, very well. Really quickly, were you able to figure out Prime last night?
No.
Okay.
I couldn't, for some reason I couldn't watch the game on the computer. But Yankees Twitter helped me out. I was able to watch it illegally. So
right.
Screw you, Amazon. Screw you. Your customer service was horrible, and so
there's always a way now.
TVs.
Yeah.
So I figured that, and so I was very appreciative for that bone that Yankee Twitter threw me.
Right. Because, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, Amazon Prime purchased a package, I guess, from MLB, and now they're showing a certain number of games on their Amazon Prime Video service.
I was able to watch the first game they had on Prime, so it's
I was able to watch it, Pete. So I don't know what was going on in your setup because I had it on for a little while.
I bet you it was just, I don't know why. I was on a computer, or maybe because I wasn't streaming it from like a smart TV or smart TV hub. But I couldn't even get on my phone. It was so weird. I was like, why is this an issue today?
Yeah, I know, right? It's always the point where you need to have something that it breaks down. Like, it's like, damn, I can only watch it this way. But, like it's
so dumb.
Yeah, it is. I understand why they're doing it because we're headed towards a streaming world, I believe. But
they already stream I don't know. I guess they want to pay for somebody.
What, on
have
MLB?
Their own TV network.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're right. It's true.
They have their own TV network. I don't understand why they need to do that, but whatever.
I guess to make it more accessible to people who don't want the full MLB package. I guess maybe they're doing it for that reason.
I don't know what it is, because I know you could buy Yes Network for $80 a month just to stream it.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
$80 a month? That's a lot of money.
I know.
For just one channel?
Yes.
Considering I only want to watch it for one thing. I mean, I don't have to do that. I still have cable, but
right.
I wouldn't do that. $8 a month? That's crazy. Just to watch Yankees baseball?
I know.
I'd rather pay for the cable bill. I get more channels for like $100.
I know, it is. It's nuts. I wouldn't do it, but it is what it is. Everyone is trying to make money now in this new world we're moving towards. We're definitely moving towards that. But that's a different topic for a different time and should be handled by people much smarter than you and I. The streaming wars and things like that. I don't get too involved. Although I love it, I don't get too involved. I just want to quickly talk about this, obviously the tragedy that happened in Texas at the elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, where we had another school shooting by I'm just going to say this, and I'm sorry if it's wrong, but a crazy person, young man, who, again, thought it would be great to just buy a couple guns and go shoot up a school. I don't know. It's very, very sad. Every time I feel it's become way too normal now. I feel like it's every month or every 2 months we get some kind of shooting, whether it's at school or at the grocery store, whether it's at a concert or a movie theater. I feel like it's something that's always become part of the American experience, it feels like. And that's a little depressing, because it really doesn't happen in any other country. No other country has this kind of school shooting, any kind of shooting, mass shooting events. There's terrorism in other countries, yes. Of course, we're not the country who owns terrorism, but when it comes to these style type of events, it feels like it's a primarily an American problem. And it's hard to really speak about American exceptionalism when this stuff happens. I still believe it's the greatest country on the planet. I will not, for everything that's available to you here, I 100% American. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. But this is a big problem. And it's something that needs to be addressed. Whatever we're doing, it's not working. That's the simple way for me to say it. I'm not going for anyone's guns. I own a gun. I live in New York State. It's very hard to get a gun here, but we still have gun violence. So clearly, even with all the stuff we're going to put in, you might want to put in as your talking points. Yes, we should have extensive background checks. Yes, there should be a month, maybe a 6-week waiting period before you can even pick up a gun. All of that, I'm for. But the problem is the guns are still there and they're still getting out there. So it's a two-pronged attack, right? Mental health on one hand, and then I feel like there has to be stricter gun laws because they're just way too easy to get. And this has been my take forever. I don't feel like anyone's going for your guns. I feel like those are just talking points people throw out there. No one wants to repeal the Second Amendment, except maybe a few that you hear now and then. But for the most part, most don't want that. But something has to be done because this isn't working. And you can't just say, well, it's a mental health issue. Yeah, it is. Obviously, people killing people is not normal. No one comes into this world saying, oh, when I get older, I want to be a murderer. So yes, it's a mental health issue. Something happens, and that should be addressed. But it's a lot harder to round up people with mental problems and throw them and evaluate them and then throw them in a home or a facility until they, are reformed than it is to do something about access to weapons, especially weapons of mass destruction, weapons of war. So that's my standpoint on it. I don't want to make it a big deal. Again, my heart goes out to all those families who lost children. Such a sad effect. I mean, some of them had to, their bodies were so mangled, they had to do DNA swabs just to verify that it was their kids. I mean, what are we doing, man? Like, I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it, put it out there. And if anyone wants to talk to me about it, I'll give my socials at the end. We can talk. You can hit me up. I welcome the conversation. I feel that's the only way we move forward in life, and especially as a society, is if we talk about these things. So, Pete, if you want to add any comments, you can. If you don't,
I'm good. I think you've said enough for both of us. It's time to get into the news. So why don't we just take that away?
Yeah. So, okay, enough of that, guys. Let's get into the fun stuff. We're going to start first with a topic I mentioned at the end of our last show, but there's a little bit more details on it now. It was announced that Daredevil will be returning to Disney Plus, obviously through the MCU, through Marvel Studios now, which is an exciting thing. I think most of us really, really enjoyed the Daredevil series. So Matt Corman and Chris Ord have been tapped to write and executive produce a series that will be notable for being the first of the Netflix Marvel shows to get a new but continued series, and it will be Daredevil. So Pete, what do you think?
Don't be upset when this is a brand new show and not a sequel. I'm just saying, I got a feeling that this is, like, I don't think this is going to be a continuation. I think this is going to be a brand new thing. Like, there's no way I think they're just going to use the whole variant excuse. And that's fine, whichever way they do. But I'm just saying, like, I'll accept it either way. But I know there's going to be a bunch of people who are going to be upset that the Netflix Daredevil is not crossing over. I think this will be the MCU Daredevil with Charlie Cox.
I don't.
You don't think so?
I think this will be a continuation because what they had at Netflix was way too good. Why would you want to throw that away?
Is it the same people?
Well, it's a different showrunner.
That's what I'm saying. So already it's different. It's not the same show. What's his name? Steven DeKnight or whatever it is. Didn't he do the Netflix stuff? Like, it's already not his vision. It's already not what he would do. The only way it could be a continuation is if you're doing what he was doing for his season 4, would it have been?
Yeah,
right?
It'd be season 4. Yeah.
So that's my take. Like, if it's not DeKnight's season 4, then this is a reboot of Daredevil.
I mean, it could be maybe a soft
which is
reboot.
Fine. Yeah, no. Oh, yeah. Soft rebooting is like what? It's just it's the same actor. It's different continuity. Like,
well, no, that could mean, it could mean anything. It could mean they take some elements from the original and just change it around. It could mean anything when you talk about a soft reboot. And we did obviously see Matt Murdock in No Way Home. So he's
Kingpin, and we saw D'Onofrio in Hawkeye.
In Hawkeye, right. So we've seen these two guys back in this universe. I just think it would be really weird to completely change the story and to pivot when the actors coming back are the same actors playing the parts.
I feel like they did pivot though. Like Kingpin, his skill set was different in Hawkeye than it was in Daredevil, right?
We didn't
like
really see much of him though.
In Daredevil, you see enough of him. But like
Daredevil, yes.
In Hawkeye, though, he's pretty strong. He's like more comic book accurate Kingpin than Netflix was. He took a hell of a beating.
I thought in season 3, the last the fight between him and Daredevil was good. Like he was strong enough.
Yeah, he was, but he seemed a lot stronger. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I should rewatch those fights. But I don't know. That's just me. I just have a feeling this is going to be more of a reboot.
All right. I mean, I wouldn't. You're right. You said don't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if they rebooted and did a whole new type deal with obviously Charlie Cox returning and all the other characters, which I hope we get all of them back. I hope we get Foggy back, and I hope we get God, what's her name?
As Electra. Because then it's like, I don't know, like I'd like to what's her name?
I remember her from she was on True Blood too. I can't remember.
I know who you're talking about.
God, but yes, you know the
Karen Page.
Yeah, Karen Page. That's what it was. Yes, the threesome. I was about to say they were the main threesome. Yeah, and so there she is. But
I would like to see Bernthal come back at some point, but God knows, I don't think Punisher's anywhere near any sort of production at any point.
Well, yeah, and he also we reported this. He also said that he would only come back if they didn't change the tone of the show.
Yeah,
if they kept the tone the same. So we'll see how it goes.
That's why I'm thinking reboot, because it's just this way they can bring everything back if they want to in their own way.
You're right. All right. I don't know. Like I said, it wouldn't surprise me, but because the actors are the same, I think it would be confusing for people. But that's just me.
I don't think it's confusing at this point. How deep are we into multiverse variants? I don't think anyone was confused by anything that happened in Doctor Strange or No Way Home. But I think that people being confused part of the superhero movie business is kind of over.
Maybe.
I think these people pretty much are used to this stuff by now.
That's a fair point. You're right. That is a fair point. So we'll see, but I'm just glad the character's back. I really enjoyed that show, and I really enjoyed Charlie Cox's interpretation of Matt Murdock. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm with you, man.
And
I dug it a lot myself.
Who knows? Maybe we'll see a multiverse version with him and Ben Affleck. Who knows?
That would be cool. That'd be cool. Affleck had the better suit.
So
I don't care what anyone says.
Yeah, that suit was good.
It was.
It was. All right, so sticking in the MCU and with shows that have been on Disney Plus, Loki is coming back for season 2, as we all know already. That's been confirmed. And Tom Hiddleston recently spoke and said that everyone will be coming back. So
you got to be excited about that. You love Loki more than anybody.
Well, I liked it. I wouldn't say I loved it more than
you loved it. Come on.
But no, it was good. So Owen
Loki
Wilson
and Captain Marvel, your favorite 2 MCU projects, bro.
Jesus. Loki is one of my favorite characters in the MCU, yes. But the show is a slow burn. I enjoyed it, but it's a slow burn. So Owen Wilson will be back as Mobius.
That's good because I need more Riddler victims.
Bosaku is back as Hunter B-15. Gugu Mbatha-Raw is back as the Judge Ravana Renslayer, the TVA judge. Sophia DiMartino is back as Loki's independent-minded variant Sylvie. And one of Pete's favorite people, Tara Strong, is returning as the TVA's animated mascot, Miss Minutes.
I love Tara Strong. She's one of my favorites.
So everyone's coming back.
I just hope season 2 is better than season 1. Everyone knows I'm not a fan of season 1 of Loki. I thought it was a snooze fest. And so, all right.
It's very intricate. I'll say that.
It's very boring. So I'll say that.
But we'll see how
Mr. Holzman.
But I always like when everyone, if you're going to do a season 2, and everyone's still alive, I always like when they get the original people come back. So that's great.
You're always so morbid.
That's
if everyone's still alive. Like Eric.
I mean in the show, not real life. Like they did talk about, they said John Majors might not be coming back, depending on who, but because that could be any kind of different version of Kang. Yeah. So, he might not be returning, but I hope he does because he's fantastic. So I hope he comes back. Speaking of coming back again, there's been there was a lot of discussion after No Way Home what was going to go on with the cast. Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, I guess. I forget the other.
Is that the kid who plays Ned?
Yes. I forget some of the other cast members, but they're the three main ones I would assume they'd want back. And Tom Rothman, who's the head of Sony, said that, yes, he wants to bring them all back in the future.
And John Watts.
Yes, and John Watts. He wants to bring the whole team back to continue making these films. John Watts just got attached to just for people who don't know this, who aren't Star Wars.
Eric stuff.
Yes, John Watts just got attached to a new new Star Wars project called Skeleton Crew that he will be directing. So I don't know how that's going to work out with the Spider-Man stuff, but
it's all under the same roof, so I imagine it's going to work out.
Yes. So Rothman kind of explained it like this. We have our Marvel businesses, which breaks into three branches. There are Spider-Man movies, and we're currently at work on 2 Spider-Verse sequels to our Oscar-winning animated movie with Lord and Miller. We hope to get working on the next Spider-Man movie.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's not. If this is a Sony thing. So this is not. So there may be a conflict. Maybe John Watts picked a side. I don't know.
Oh, I don't think I doubt that.
I have no idea.
Much.
But he did just get lately left off his Fantastic Four, so it's like all that, right? So like he's made a lot of decisions lately. We'll see. I mean, obviously for Sony, this is a no-brainer. Like this franchise is a mega hit. Like even as much as I don't like the second one, and I have my issues with interpretations, like this version of Spider-Man has made a ton of money.
Right?
How could they not want all these guys back? This thing is always a hit. It's always $1 billion now.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Since Far From Spider-Man, it's always made $1 billion.
Well, Rothman brings up a good point in the story is that it's not about what they want, but now it seems to be what the talent wants as well. And it's not always about money. And I think we're seeing that too. A lot of artists, a lot of actors now want to be part of a project that obviously is not just there to make money, but is a good piece of work. It's about the work.
Then I think they should reconsider Far From Home.
Can't go back, Pete. We can't go back. Could only move forward. So but it's a very good point because maybe Holland doesn't want to continue but maybe he feels his story is complete, which he's kind of intimated a few times in different.
And a lot of these guys don't want to be like typecast forever. So,
that's true as well.
Who knows how he actually feels? He may hate the fact that he walks out the door and people just call him Spider-Man.
I doubt that.
You don't think it got under? I feel like back in the day, it would have got under somebody's nerves. Maybe today's different because it's just mega money. It's like, yeah, call me Spider-Man all you want. I don't care. Like, I'm making check after check, but
I don't know.
I can see some people getting annoyed with it.
I guess I just kind of. I mean, I don't know him obviously, but just how he portrays himself, I think he loves the fact that he's Spider-Man. I think
they all did at one point. I think after 3, Tobey was done though.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, Tobey Maguire would be the one actor who played Spider-Man who'd be like, yeah, you know what? Don't call me that anymore. Like, I don't want to be known as Spider-Man anymore. He's the one of the 3. But then you hear about the experience on No Way Home, and he seemed totally thrilled to be back and loved playing the part.
Yeah, well, probably after so many years.
So, yeah, but it's good. I'm just happy to read that the plan, at least at the higher ups with
the
Rothman,
plan, Warner Brothers plan.
No. This would be Sony Marvel's plan this time. We're moving from Warner Brothers.
What's the plan, WB?
We're going to get to that later. We're going to get to that later because
there's an
interesting story you put in the rundown that kind of speaks to a larger aspect of what's going on. But we're going to talk about that later. So we'll get to that in a couple minutes. But we'll continue right now with more Sony news regarding the Marvel Universe. Celeste O'Connor has been added to the cast of Madam Web. We know Dakota Johnson is playing Cassandra Webb, so she will be the main star. But Celeste O'Connor, who most famously was in Ghostbusters Afterlife, she is now joining the cast in an unnamed role, which I feel like every time we talk about something, it's always in an unnamed role, and we can't give anyone any more insight than that.
Yeah, like why? It's like, oh man, just tell me who she's playing.
I know, but
it's a secret. Like why?
Yeah. But Ghostbusters Afterlife was so good, and all the cast members were great in that. So pulling someone from there, I don't know her from anything else. It's the only thing I know her from.
Yeah, me too.
So pulling any of those actors and putting them in a project is a good sign for me. Obviously, Paul Rudd can't be putting anything in Marvel or Sony because he's Ant-Man, so he already is there. But anyone else?
I'm cool with this. I think it's great. I just want to know more about what this movie's about.
Right.
Like we're just getting casting announcements, and that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's like, okay, cool. This is moving forward, and looks like this will shoot. But like, what is this movie really about? Like, I'm just like,
yeah,
what's going on? Like, which Madam Web is it? I'm
Exactly.
curious. I have a lot more questions. Like, I'm sure like the trailer will be well worth the wait because it'll answer everything. But I'm just curious.
Yeah, and the fact that I think Sony needs kind of a hit after Morbius. Even like I said, I didn't hate that movie.
Wasn't Venom 2 technically a hit?
I guess it was. I guess
like it made money. Like it made money to be called a hit. Like they're like, okay, people dig this. The story stinks, but like people are enjoying the goo and the action.
One good thing I just read, that's in the article, talks about O'Connor. She's actually cast in a film called A Good Person, which she's starring opposite Morgan Freeman and Florence Pugh. So being part of that cast as well speaks highly to her abilities.
Yeah,
I would say, because obviously Freeman and Pugh are fantastic.
We all love Pugh.
Yep. So this is going to be, this should be a good casting, like you said, to this movie that we really don't know much about. Is it Cassandra Webb? Is she going to be Julia Carpenter? Because Dakota Johnson's kind of young, so how are they going to go about this? We'll see, I guess, moving forward.
We all saw Colin Farrell in the Batman, and
yes,
makeup can do a lot of things.
Yes, so, but there we go. We know that it's still happening. We know we're still getting Madam Web, at least for now. So we'll see what happens. But congratulations to Celeste O'Connor for being added to we hope is a blockbuster film.
Eric, if you had to give out awards, what would you call them? Would it be like
what?
Like I was just thinking, like you said, congratulations, and it made me think, like if Eric had his version of the Dundies, what would he call it?
I don't know.
The Holmes, like the Holzman. I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's like what would you call it? It'd be like the Oscar, the Holzmanite.
I am not famous enough to have to worry. The Holsies.
The Holsies. The Holsies. And now winning her first Holsey. Like what is like? I'm trying to think.
God. That sounds more like the Razzies though, like what they give for the bad movies.
Well, I don't know. Like, it's all those Z's.
I know. It's crazy.
A holy. You want a holy award?
What about you? Now you put it on me. I guess the Veras is easy. That's an easy one.
I get it. Doesn't sound it doesn't come off the tongue as natural as the holy.
Oh.
I just thought of that. I don't know why, but yeah.
Pete throwing change-ups. He's a pitcher today. He's throwing change-ups at me.
That's my hot sauce pull.
I guess I kind of hit that one a little bit. Don't hate on the hot sauce pulls. Hot sauce is fantastic.
I love hot. No one loves hot sauce more than I do.
All right.
What's your favorite?
A movie? I don't know. Of like the main ones?
No, I don't know. Any hot sauce you like?
I do. I think I've mentioned this before, but I do like the Tabasco smoked chipotle one. Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. That's an excellent hot sauce.
My brother got me one called Aztec Fire. It was very good.
My sister for Christmas got me, I don't even know how many are in here. It's like 50 different hot sauces from around the world.
Yeah, they come in those little bottles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I haven't tried them yet, but
they're good. I think that's where Aztec Fire came from.
All right. So I'll give it a shot and see how that goes. But all right, moving right along. We're going to switch houses now. We're going to go to DC, and we're going to go to specifically DC Television. And Stargirl, as we know, has season 3. It feels like it's been forever. I am behind on season 2. I haven't finished it, so
stop watching whatever it is you're watching and just finish watching Stargirl. It came out first.
Reading this synopsis, I had a couple of spoilers for me. Now I'm going to have to go back and see exactly how they're fleshed out. But they talked to Brett Basinger, who is the star, obviously, who plays Stargirl. And she was talking about the upcoming season, and she kind of gave a little reveal saying that this season's going to be a little bit of a murder mystery.
Ooh.
Yeah, she says, and how evil and good are going to live in a town together and figure out who the murderer is. So, from reading this, Pete, I see that Cindy kind of joined forces with them at the end of season
She
2.
did. She
Okay.
did. Okay. Spoiler alert: if
Yes.
you're like Eric and don't watch one of the greatest shows on TV, not much less one of the greatest superhero shows ever made. Yeah. So yeah, Cindy had a little change of heart at some point during the season. But Murder Mystery sounds very good. Very intriguing. I love how Blue Valley is always a town split, and so I'm looking forward to seeing where this goes. And again, whatever cameos follow, I'm sure we'll see some Jay Garrett. I'm sure our boy Mr. Grundy will pop up at some point. Dr. Midnight, both versions. I'm sure there'll be a lot of good stuff. I'd love more Wildcats. I mean, Stargirl's just a home run. Like, it's just great. Maybe we'll see some Green Lantern. I know a lot of people complain there's no Green Lanterns on TV. So maybe we'll see some more Green Lantern and Jade. So whatever Stargirl wants to do, I'm there for. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. And it's must-see TV, in my opinion.
All right. So we'll see how it goes. I promise I will watch the rest of season 2 and catch up. Because I do enjoy the show. I don't know why I stopped. I just did.
Somebody hates female superheroes, apparently.
Jesus, not again. Yes, you say one of my favorite movies is Captain Marvel, but I hate superheroes. So
I don't know why evil men do what they do, Eric.
Explain.
I don't know why evil men do what they do. You people just do things.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to do something else. We're going to switch topics. We're going to go to another story. All right. So we reported, I believe, I forget which episode it was, but not too long ago, we reported that Batwheels was in development. They were making a cartoon on HBO Max for the Batwheels show, and they've added some cast members. So Gina Rodriguez, who's famously from Jane the Virgin, she was the star of Jane the Virgin, and Cobra Kai star Zolo Mariduena, who's also playing Jaime in Garcia in Blue Beetle. They will be voicing 2 of the characters in this. Rodriguez will play Catwoman, and Mariduena will voice Mr. Freeze's Snowy the Snowcrawler.
I saw that. That looks really cool. I can't wait for the show. The show is so interesting to me. I know it's a kid's show, but just the concept of it just seems funny. Like, it just does, you know. Like, and I've seen some of the character designs, and I really like what they're doing with the Penguin, and Mr. Freeze looks interesting. Harley looks good, I thought. And Duke Thomas is going to be Robin, which sounds really cool for me. I can't wait. I'm really excited. This show, it just sounds like, you know, I may not watch every episode, but I'll definitely catch a clip here or there, and I'm sure I'll get a chuckle out of it.
Yes, the Legion of Zoom. They are part of the Legion of Zoom, which obviously
adorable, just absolutely adorable.
It is. Seems like a very cute show. I'm gonna see if I can get. I have some great nieces and nephews now. Not meaning great, like they're great. I love all my nieces and nephews, but I actually have great nieces and nephews now, and they're in this age group where it would be good for a show like this.
Look at my life.
So I'm looking forward to it. From that regard, that I could tell them, like, hey, there's this new show coming on. Hopefully get them into these characters that I love so much at an early age. My one great nephew's name is actually Oliver. And when he was born, I got him, I bought him stuff from Arrow. I bought him all these Oliver Queen related toy. I bought him a couple of toys and a couple of onesies and stuff like that. So I'm going to tell my niece, obviously, about this show, and hopefully she lets him watch it. Cause
good luck, Eric.
It's a cool little deal, cool little thing. There's also some. Hold on a minute.
What's wrong? Are you okay?
Sorry. No, yeah, I'm all right. What's it called? I was getting a tickle in my throat. I thought I was going to cough. There's also some other cast members that are on this. There's other voice actors. Griffin Burns is as Prank, which is the Joker's car. Alexander Novell as Jetsa, which is Harley Quinn's ATV. Josie Montana McCoy as Quiz, Riddler's helicopter. Ariane Kassam as Ducky, which is Penguin's boat, which I'm sure Pete is going to be really interested in.
Chances are I'm going to buy that toy when that comes out. Not going to lie. You know, I definitely checked out Penguin stuff, and I was like, all right, I'm definitely going to buy that.
That's awesome. And then Sungwon Cho as Bad Computer. So yeah, so we'll see. But you're right. This looks like a cute little show, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll check it out at first to see what it's all about.
With every crazy project comes one amazing toy. It's like
It's true.
when actually, it's kind of like when LeBron's Space Jam movie came out. Like I know that's not like a good movie, but I was able to pick up a really cool Marvin the Martian action figure because of the movie. And Marvin's like a character I love that I don't have a whole lot of. Like it's like something I could only get at like Six Flags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to get Marvin stuff is pretty special. So I was able to get a nice little Marvin the Martian.
Yeah, he got popular, I want to say late 90s, maybe with the Michael Jordan campaign. Marvin the Martian kind of got really popular.
Yeah, that makes sense. Marvin was really popular when I was growing up. Marvin, Bugs, Daffy are like my favorite Looney Tunes.
Yep. So that's cool though that they had it for Space Jam.
Yeah,
I didn't even see that movie. I didn't watch it. I have no idea.
my brother is a big LeBron hater. He hate watched it. I was like, you even went to hate watch this. Like you
right.
admit it, you love the guy.
I hate LeBron.
No, I was talking about Mikey.
Oh. Well, I don't hate him. Like
you don't like him because you wouldn't want to be a Nick.
He's a fine guy. He's a very good person. Does a lot for the community and stuff. He bothers me. That's all. All right, moving right along.
No to the Knicks.
Moving right along, we're gonna go from screen to print. We have a promise now from Tom King that we're going to be getting the scariest Riddler of all time. Pete.
Oh, is the Batman going to be re-released?
No. The One Bad Day series. This is the One Bad Day series that we're getting. And Tom King has partnered with Mitch Gerads, who actually I very, very frequently have food conversations with on Twitter.
He's great. He loves talking about food and bourbon.
I know. He's awesome. This is an awesome follow.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the One Bad Day series is coming, and King and Gerads are obviously doing. King is writing it. Gerads is drawing it. And they're promising the scariest Riddler of all time. So, what do you think, Pete?
I can't wait. I love the Riddler resurgence. This is wonderful. He's been I feel like a little hiatus for a while. I know Tom King did War Jokes and Riddles during his Batman run, but we're getting some really good Riddler stuff. Riddler's out in Detective right now. He's in Killing Time. So Tom King, which is another Tom King book. So Tom King clearly likes writing Riddler, because I'm really enjoying Killing Time. And just like, okay, you want to do something scarier than the Batman? Like, I'm all for it. Like, I'm down for a little bit of a reinterpretation of the Riddler overall. Jeff Johns did his little take in his Earth 1 storyline as well. So let's see who's got the best one. I'm dying to see what they come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I've obviously, as you guys know, I'm not a huge comic guy, but this seems like something.
Yeah, we know, Eric. You don't like to read comic books.
This is a riff off of the Killing Joke, right? The One Bad Day.
That is the popular. Yeah, apparently I was like, okay, so this is. I don't know if it's gonna be an origin story or whatnot.
Right.
Kind of okay. But just basically saying, this can happen to anybody.
Yes, and it's going to be a bunch of them. Two-Face is going to be eventually going to do one on Two-Face, Penguin, and some of the other Batman villains as well. I love alternative takes on things that, just characters that I like. I know they don't always jive with me once I read them
but it's worth taking a shot.
But yeah, so I feel it's always worth taking a shot, breathe some new life.
Is there one you would like to see that they didn't list? Is there any particular villain you're like, you know what? Like, it's been a while since I've seen this guy pop up in a book. I'd read that. It's like, I don't read a whole lot of comic books, but if you want to get Eric Colson's money, this character is how you do it. So
we're just talking bad guys.
Yeah. Like in the concept of like this One Bad Day thing.
All right. You know what? This is not someone I even care about, or I don't even know if it'd be possible. But someone like the Condiment King, I think you could do a fun One Bad Day series on someone like that.
Sure, I think that's a good idea. He hasn't been around for a while,
right? So it'd be a weird take, but I feel like
it's a good idea.
It'd be kind of.
Tom King made Kite Man cool. Like I'm sure everyone laughed at him when he first said that.
That's true. So someone like that. Calendar Man. I'm a fan of Calendar Man, so I think that would be a cool one.
Eric doesn't read comic books. There's a lot of good ideas. Maybe Eric should read some comic books. Just saying.
Well,
Get Eric on the Batman book club a few more times.
I almost went to school for forensic psych, so the minds of crazy villainous people have always intrigued me. So any kind of
John Wayne Gacy,
which I didn't watch that yet, by the way. I know we talked about it, but I haven't watched the documentary on Netflix yet on Gacy.
Oh, really?
Have you watched it?
I have.
All right, so I'm gonna have to give it a watch. Is it good?
I thought the one on Bundy was better.
Okay.
This is okay. Because I didn't know anything about Gacy going in. So I was actually learned a lot from this. I was surprised at how much I was always led to believe through like the marketing and everything that Gacy killed a lot of people as a clown. And apparently that didn't happen. Like that's just something he did at like charity functions. He wasn't like a killer clown. He just happened to do it on his own. So, but a very fascinating individual. I had no idea he was so politically driven and connected, and just very, very interesting stuff. But it's a slow burn. I thought it's very slow.
All right, so it's a boring watch in a way, I guess.
Early on, once they get to like when they're explaining Gacy, it's boring. But once you get to like, okay, he's picking up people and burying them underneath his house, that's where it gets interesting. It basically after he gets caught. So like an episode and a half in, the first half's really slow, but it picks up at the end because basically they at some point they basically just have to destroy the house to get all the rest of the bodies, which is like I was like, oh my god, it was a lot at one point.
All right,
and you can look up the address on Zillow, which is interesting, and see where it is.
Crazy,
yeah. It's a different address now, but it's the same plot.
That's so creepy. All right, I'll give that a watch because I know we talked about it and we reviewed the trailer when it was on when we saw that. But I haven't. I see it every time I go on Netflix. I just haven't watched it yet. I got caught. I am catching up on Stranger Things. That's why. So that's really.
I have to do that too. I have to watch season 3.
Yeah.
Everyone says season 4 is mind-boggling. I'm like, yay! I love it.
So I have to. I just finished season 1. I began season 2. So because I haven't watched it, so I've got to catch up. I have a lot.
Sidebar: the Stranger Things comic books that Dark Horse is printing are phenomenal. I read them all. They're so good.
Are they connected to the show? Like
I'm not sure because I'm a season behind, so I don't know if I'm reading spoilers. But like it's like because it's print, I've got to buy it. You know, what I'm saying like if it comes out of they may not get more printings, so I have to pick it up and I'm just reading it. And I'm loving the Stranger Things comics. Like really, like I love everything about that universe.
Well, yeah, I mean I do like if something is visual media and then they have accompanying print media with it. I often like reading them just to see the comparisons, or if it's part of the story.
Which makes me surprised you don't read the Star Wars comics because Marvel prints a bunch of them.
Okay, I did way back when they first started coming out, and then I just stopped because it was at the same time in my life where I was kind of transitioning out of this stuff, so I was kind of like, I really don't care about it anymore.
Yeah, but they're doing it now.
I know,
there's like new volumes and stuff.
I know. So
a Star Trek fan would never do this, by the way. Only a Star Wars fan.
Everyone raves about the Darth Vader comic that came out, I want to say like 2 years ago, that started coming out.
So what are you doing? Why aren't you reading it?
I
hate comic books. I don't want to be... I don't want to tell people I read comic books. Mark Holzman. I'm champion of Long Island. People look down on me.
I read an actual novel about Darth Vader a couple years ago. That was fantastic. So
that's basically Eric saying, listen, nerd, I read a book. Okay, you know what that is? It's got a hardcover and there's no pictures, you child.
It's weird. I have read more of those on these characters than I have the comic books on them. It's true.
Intellectual Eric on the mic.
I don't know. Maybe that could be a mental block for me. I'm not even lying. That could be one of those things that just block. I don't know. I remember there was a point in my life where reading bubbles in comics just got a little bit annoying. So I was kind of like,
what is wrong with you?
I agree. No, I agree because when I read, most of the time when I read them, I like the story. So I agree with you. It's just a mental block for me. I don't understand why I got to that point.
This is like a Rick Shue excuse. Don't give me this shit.
No, I feel like I'm on the couch and you're my psychiatrist and we're having this conversation about why I don't read comics anymore. But that's really one of the reasons. I can't. It's just this mental block for me. I can't get past it.
Man up, Eric. Get over it.
I don't know. I do
20 laps and 20 push-ups.
I should. I should. You're 100% correct. I should. You're right. I can't even argue. I totally should.
I just want you guys to know that I have on record that Eric says I'm right.
I did. They all going to hear it. You don't need to say, you guys need to know.
You guys need to know.
Hear it.
It's on record now. I was right.
All right. Okay, enough about me. Let's move forward with the show. We have some casting news.
The whole show's about you, Eric. You're the champion of Long Island.
Stop it.
Yes, it is.
Stop. Time out. All right, so we have some casting news about Cobra Kai. We brought up Cobra Kai a little while ago with Zola Maraduena being voice cast in Batwheels. And so we have some Cobra Kai news. Alicia Hannah Kim has been cast for season 5 of the show. She's going to be playing formidable South Korean sensei Kim Da-yoon, who factors into Terry Silver's plans for accelerating Cobra Kai's expansion. Now, Pete, have you watched this show yet?
Believe it or not, this missed me by like a year or two.
Okay.
I didn't get into Karate Kid or anything like that. Like I missed the cutoff when it came to this stuff. So this is all Eric stuff right here. Actually,
all right. So this is what's it called? Unofficial Eric stuff, I guess.
Unofficially official Eric.
Yes. All right. So I've watched. Obviously, I grew up. Karate Kid came out in 1984. Mm-hmm. I was 8 years old, so it's one of the first movies I remember really, really liking. So when Cobra Kai came out, I've watched every season. I didn't love it at first. It's been like hit or miss for me each season. I didn't like season 1. I like season 2. Season 3 was last season I enjoyed, and now we're up to season 5. So, so now we're getting these more cast members. Terry Silver, who was in Karate Kid Part 3, which is the worst of the films by far. He came back last. It's the worst of the films by far. He came back last season to wreak havoc, and the whole big thing unfolded, and whole big deal. Everyone who watches the show knows what happens, but now he's trying to expand Cobra Kai around, I guess, the Valley, and we're getting this new actress, Alicia Hannah Kim. So we'll see her, and Dallas Dupree Young, who last season made his debut on the show as he wasn't a regular. His name's Kenny Payne. He will be a series regular this year. So all you Cobra Kai fans, look forward to that. Also, if you watch the end of last season, Chosen, who was Daniel LaRusso's main adversary in Karate Kid Part 2, is coming back to help him. So it looks like we're getting a good story this year. Hopefully it's executed well. I, again, did not, I have been hit or miss. So if it keeps up, I'm not going to like the season 5 if the pattern stays to form. But it's coming. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see what happens.
Is Mr. Miyagi in all the Karate Kid movies?
He is in all the Karate Kid movies, yes. Okay. Even the next Karate Kid with Hilary Swank, he's also in that as well.
Okay.
So, yeah. Okay. He becomes kind of the movie starts probably with Daniel as the main focus. And then once
Daniel's the kid with the bandana?
Yes.
Okay.
Once Pat Morita won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor, it kind of shifted to where he was the focus of the story, and Daniel was they kind of shared it at that point. In my opinion, that's kind of how it went.
Interesting.
From there. So yeah, but again, this show has, like I said, it's been hit or miss for me based on the actual seasons. So we'll see how this one goes. But I do like this idea, and bringing back some of the other legacy, bringing Chosen back as a legacy character is awesome. So we'll see how that goes going forward. More casting news in another franchise that I love. You kind of like it though, Pete. Don't lie. Rita Moreno will be joining the cast of Fast 10.
I do not like this. I do not like the Fast and Furious movies.
But you don't hate them.
I mean, I don't go see them. I haven't seen them in a long time. I didn't see the last one. It's not my thing.
Well, the last one was the craziest one yet. Like, they literally drive a beat up jalopy car in space.
I heard her.
But that's the great thing about these movies. They're so outrageous.
As long as you're happy with it.
Oh, but yeah. So Rita Moreno is coming to play Dominic Toretto's, Vin Diesel's character's grandmother. Rita Moreno obviously famously won the Academy Award for playing Anita in the original West Side Story. She came back into in Spielberg's.
Is she the villain?
She's his grandmother. I have no idea. I would not be surprised the way this movie series goes, Pete. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, right. Like, John Cena was his brother, right? And wasn't he the
Yes.
villain of the last one, or the
Yes.
2 movies ago?
His character and Cypher, who is Charlize Theron's character, they were both the villain.
Okay.
And Charlize Theron was the main villain in the one before.
Okay.
But see, that's what I mean. I know these are just money grabs for these actors, but they keep getting these known people to come in. Like Helen Mirren has been in the Fast movies. Like, it's crazy.
And she's going to be in Shazam.
Right. Like, it's just crazy when you hear about these people coming to these really accomplished actors and actresses coming to these films. But
I mean, what are you going to do if you're an actor and you need work?
Yeah,
moving out there casting is Fast and Furious. So be it.
It was kind of cool how they did the announcement on Instagram. Vin Diesel's announcement with Rita Moreno coming out. If you haven't seen it yet, guys, you can go watch it. He kind of is like, she's kind of like, I've been waiting for you to ask me, and he's kind of like, it's been my dream forever to work with you. And
she's not talking about The Rock.
So no, not that. I still want to know exactly what happened between those two.
It'll come out one day.
I know it will. When this series when they finally finishes after the next one, I believe 11 is the last one they're going to make.
You think so?
That's what the plan is.
Yeah,
We're to the plan.
Until it makes $3 billion and for another, I don't know, 14th.
That's the crazy thing. It was what's it called? It was the first hit from in the pandemic. It grossed over $700 million worldwide. Fast 9. Oh, crazy.
Crazy times.
It is. But Pete, you should watch these films, man. They are just fun. They are fun.
I actually like 2 a lot, but after Tokyo Drift, I kind of stopped paying attention to it.
That's when they got really good.
Think so? All right, I'll have to give it a shot.
Yeah, you should just go. Even our friend Reno watches them.
Reno watches them?
Yes.
Reno from Montreal?
Yes.
David Ayer Reno?
Yes. Yes,
Really?
Reno.
Wow.
Jared Leto Reno, yes. Him.
Jared Leto Reno watches the Fast and Furious franchise?
He does watch them. So that's crazy when you think about it.
Well, Reno's as picky as they get.
Yeah, let's put it this way.
He's a true cinephile.
Yes, he prefers the more artistic movies. I'll just leave it at that. He's very much drawn more to artistic titles.
He's more of a Denny fan.
Oh, he's definitely a Denny fan.
He's a Denny fan.
Denny fan, Michael Mann. Like, he likes all the auteurs, I call them.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. So, all right. So, moving along again, I'm going to do this one really quickly. We're not going to spend too much time on it because this is really Eric stuff. Of course, I'm talking about Star Wars. Obviously, Star Wars Celebration is going on this weekend in Anaheim.
Oh, the Eric stuff convention.
Yes, that's what Pete called it in the rundown. I got a quick chuckle out of that. But yes, Star Wars Celebration is going on in Anaheim. This is the first one since COVID, so it's been really ballyhooed and promoted, and I wish I could have gone. I'm just not in the place right now.
Have you ever been to a Star Wars Celebration?
I haven't yet, and I need to get to one before I die.
It sounds kind of like, Graceland.
Well, I just think about Comic-Con, right? And how Comic-Con covers everything.
Yeah. This is just one thing.
This is just one thing, and it fills a convention hall. Like, that's the crazy thing to me about it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to eventually getting to a Star Wars Celebration. But we had some quick news starting Thursday. The first panel was at 11 o'clock, and we got some news about what's going on. So there was a teaser for Mandalorian Season 3. Obviously, Obi-Wan Kenobi, which actually started yesterday. I'm not going to talk about that here, but it did start yesterday. And then Andor, which is the show that's going to be based on Cassian Andor, who was one of the main characters in Rogue One. There was a little teaser trailer for that as well that was released during Celebration. So if you guys haven't seen any of these things, they're all out there now. They continue this weekend to announce so many different things. There's been books announced, and
you're like a pig in shit right now. Don't lie to me. Come on, you're just like Eric stuff is like coming out of your ass.
It is fun. I will say it is fun. it is a fun time for Star Wars fans because most cons, even though there's Star Wars information, it's a lot of other things. This is just Star Wars. But this year there was a couple of extra things they released. One is that they will be doing a follow-up series to the movie Willow. They're doing a Disney Plus series. It's going to take place 20 years after the film, and Ron Howard is directing it. So that's pretty cool. And there was a little teaser trailer for that. It was really weird seeing all the legacy characters, at least in the trailer, come back in their older form. Unfortunately, Val Kilmer, who plays Mad Martin, I think is his name, he was not there. This has been a kind of a big weekend for him too with Top Gun. We all know the state he's in, so he was not there, but they are paying tribute to his character. He will be in the show. I don't know how they're doing it yet, but we know nowadays they can do that with everybody. So we'll look forward to that. Pete mentioned John Watch before. This is where they announced the Skeleton Key show that he will be, Skeleton Key show, that he will be directing, and Jude Law's the main actor in that. So that's a pretty cool get for them. And the coolest thing about it that I saw was they had John Williams there, 90-year-old John Williams there, actually doing the music for all the shows when they came out and announced.
I mean, would you have it any other way?
No, I know. And the fact that I think it's more because it's been so long since they had one, he came to do it. But it's kind
of like we said earlier, we were talking about the boardwalk. Like, this is it, man. We're back. Like,
yeah,
let's come on. Wherever you stand on whatever side of the political spectrum, I think everyone's safe to say we're back, right? And this is these are the first events where people, the diehards are there, and this really truly was a celebration.
Yes, it was. Like, literally, I was watching on Thursday. I was watching the live feed on YouTube because after they did the panels, they had like these interview segments with the StarWars.com people running it, and that was just awesome to see. They had all these characters come out, all these actors come out, talk about their roles in these shows and these movies, and it's just been fun, fun time. The last thing I want to bring up that they revealed at Celebration was an Indiana Jones still. That picture's out there if you guys haven't seen it yet, but they did. They released the first still photo from Indiana Jones 5. You can't really see much. It's kind of like that Darth Vader Hayden Christensen picture. So you can't. It's like Harrison Ford. I'm like, that literally. You think it's him, but that literally could be anybody in that picture. But yeah. So if you guys haven't been following Celebration, obviously, by the time this airs, it'll probably be over. At the time I release this, but you guys obviously can always go and check it out.
Catch the recaps. I'm sure.
Yep. Go to StarWars.com. Go to their YouTube site, the official Star Wars YouTube page, and all the information's there. All the clips are there. It's just a really, really fun time for a Star Wars fan. All right, so we're gonna end with a story about what's going on at Warner Brothers Discovery. There was an article that came out on early this week, I believe, where it spoke up specifically about J.J. Abrams' Demimanda, I think is the name of the project he's working on, and how it's on the bubble. Now, since the merger the acquisition of Warner Media by Discovery and David Zaslav, there's his name again, Pete, if you can say it.
You already know I can't.
I know. I'm sorry. But so the story came out that J.J. Abrams, who famously signed a $250 million deal, Bad Robot with WB, before the acquisition happened, that he had this huge deal. And this is the first thing he was going to work on. And he wants a budget that's north of $200 million. Well, since Zaslav's come in, if you guys haven't noticed, he's really been looking at the books and trying to trim the fat, I would say, of what's going on. And he's looking at this $250 million deal that Bad Robot got and saying, what do we have to show for it yet? Now, to me, it's kind of a weird take to have since, like we just said, COVID has been going on. He signed this deal in 2018, I believe. So, I mean, he hasn't had much time to work on things. And even if he has, the industry was shut down for a while, just like everything. So it's kind of a weird take to have, but it kind of speaks to the larger picture, which is what I really want to talk about. The overarching thing that's been going on at Warner Brothers Discovery since the acquisition. And remember with the CW, all the shows that got canceled.
Yes, we do.
So like, if you really look at it, these all seem like cost cutting moves. Even the story we came out that he wants a Kevin Feige for the DC films division. He's really kind of weeding all this stuff out. And to me, it's going to take a while for all this stuff to kind of settle.
Yeah, it's going to take, I imagine it might take like up to a year.
Right. So I don't know. J.J. Abrams has a lot of things in the works with them right now. He has, like I said, Demamanda. He has the animated Batman series that he's doing with Matt Reeves.
I saw this and I was just kind of like, I feel like Zaz Labs, whatever, DZ.
You got it.
Is just trying to spark a fire under him. Hey, get started. Let's go. I got my eye on you. Yeah, that's kind of how I took it.
That's a fair take. I think that's a fair take. But it's also just, like I said, it's a weird take now to say this. It's crazy that it is a lot of money he's asking for this show. He wants north of 200 million. And the Game of Thrones, the House of Dragon prequel series that came out is less than that. And anyone who watched the original Game of Thrones knows how big and grand that show was, and the budget on that was ridiculous. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But I thought it was a small part of a larger story that's going on over there. So all the people who are worried about the CW shows, and I feel bad if you like those shows. Obviously, it sucks when anything you like gets canceled.
Really, Eric, you feel bad now,
especially when it's
won't watch it, but you feel bad. Thanks, Eric.
I feel bad. Of course, I feel bad for you who liked Batwoman and people who like Legends of Tomorrow and all these other shows that didn't get, I guess, a proper send off, and now they're not going to get that. But it's not, if you look at the larger picture, it's not just those shows. That's what I'm saying. It's a lot of things now are being put under a microscope, and you're just going to have to see how this plays out. This is going to be a really weird couple of years, possibly. Pete, are there any projects that were announced that you hope don't get canceled?
In terms of what? Like all of them. I don't want anything to get canceled. I know something's going to get canceled. I mean, I don't want any of it to, but like, at some point it will happen.
Right.
I didn't want Wonder Twins to get canceled.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Wonder Twins. This would be my learning experience.
My thinking is that a lot of people are going to read this and immediately they're going to go to the Green Lantern show and say, all right, that's never getting made. Like that is just never going to happen.
I feel like it's got to, I don't know. I feel like everything that was going to be on HBO Max is now becoming a movie. So like, I think that's still part of the process here, and I get it. It's annoying that Green Lantern seems to be the one that is the project that seems to always get flip-flopped around. But there's so many other shows for us to watch and movies to watch that like, okay, whatever you guys eventually get made, I'm down for, but like, yeah, I'd love Green Lantern, but like I'm still having a blast watching Stargirl and Superman and Lois and The Flash, and like I'm still rewatching the Batman and I'm rewatching Suicide Squad. So it's like there's, I'm rewatching what came out because I still enjoy that and all that jazz. So it's tough for me to complain about something they haven't made yet. Like, okay, whatever. Like you guys may have made a lot of good stuff that I enjoy that it like, it pleases me. As a fan, I'm very satisfied, to be honest with you.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I agree. There's that we're in that, we're in a very good place regardless, right? Like, I think that should be the main talking point, that whenever this stuff comes out, don't overreact to all the information.
Yeah.
Even if stuff is slow right now, the information's slow about these projects, it's really because of what's going on with the company. So that would be my take on this overall. But this one story just triggered that in my head. I'm like, wow, this is kind of a really deep dive into really what's going on, even though it focuses on J.J. Abrams. There's a lot of stuff in this article. So guys, it's on THR. Obviously, it's on our page. Pete, as you know, guys know, Pete does a great job posting all the information. So that'll be there for you guys to digest. Should you choose, go check it out and let us know what you think. As always, we always want to know what you think. So let us know what you think. Well, I know what I think about one other thing. This is summertime's coming, and the situation sometimes it gets a little crazy down below for us guys. Also, Father's Day is coming.
Sounds like somebody needs a gift.
And Father's Day is just around the corner, and our friends at Manscaped are here to ensure all the father figures out there are looking like daddy material this June. Manscaped's Performance Package 4.0, which includes their signature Lawnmower 4.0, is the perfect bundle to tackle any and all old man hair from head to toe. This right here is no dad joke. Treat him and yourself and join the 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer. Get 20% off plus free shipping with our code Gotham at manscaped.com. Trust me, his dad bod will thank you. So, as we mentioned in the last show, they also have their new boxers, the Boxers 2.0.
So comfortable.
Yes, the first pair was so comfortable. We haven't gotten our second pair yet, but it's coming. I checked with our rep over there, so they are coming. So, Pete, we should be getting another pair of these boxers that apparently offer more support. So, that's always a great thing, especially in the summertime. As you know, things get a little bit crazy down there, damp and loose and whatever. Yeah. As I think I mentioned last time, bat wings happen. So,
okay.
As we know, summertime is not a fun time for us, but
it is for me. I don't know about you.
But as we talk about, all their products are great. The body wash, the shampoo, the deodorant.
Great stuff.
Yep.
Great scents.
Yes, the Crop Reviver, the Crop Preserver, all of these great products that Pete and I have had a chance to test out and talk to you guys about. But don't forget, I know this is kind of a weird topic between fathers and sons, but your dad is a man, and if you guys going to help him out, here you go, 20% off.
There you go, help him out, 20% off. Save his balls. Save your dad's balls.
Yep. So get 20% off.
The balls that brought you into the world, so you better honor them.
That's true. That's weird to say, but it's very true.
It's the truth.
Yep.
We all came from a pair of balls, boys. So you got to protect them.
100%. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code Gotham at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code Gotham. Shake what your mama gave you? Nah, shake what your daddy gave you. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Success.
Yes. So I believe we're going to end on that note this week. So Pete, tell them where they
on a little Ooksis, baby. Nothing better than some Ooksis to end the day, right? Get a little Ooksis. Ooksis.
All right. Tell them where they can find you.
You can find me on social media. That's Instagram, Twitter, and Zack Snyder's favorite platform, Vero, at Pete Illustrated. You can follow podcast number one, the podcast you're listening to right now, Straight to Gotham, at straight_O_G on both Instagram and Twitter. You can follow our Facebook group. You can join our Facebook fan page. You can reverse that, and it'll make sense. A lot of great discourse on both those places. Team Yellow Oval on Twitter. Check that out. We're happy about Keaton returning. The Oval's back in print. It's back on the screen. TV, movies. We don't know what's going on in HBO and Warner Brothers, but all we know is we're getting some Oval. Follow podcast number 2, the Italian Spider-Man Coalition podcast. I co-host that with the champions of Chicago. One day we'll have to get a fight going on between the three of these guys. That's Nico and Nick Caruso, just 3 Goombas talking Spider-Man. Check that out. Italians for Spidey on Twitter. Check out BatmanOnFilm.com for my Detective Comics reviews, my TV show reviews, my interviews with Tara Strong, Michael Uslan. I'm all over Batman on Film YouTube with toy reviews and stuff like that. So I'm here, there, a little bit everywhere. Hopefully someday I'll be out in the Bronx with a hot dog real soon. That's my mission. I got to get out to the Bronx. Not many people vacation in the Bronx, but for me, it's my spot.
I tried to go. I wanted to go this past Wednesday for Star Wars night because it was supposed to be May 5th, but it rained.
No, but I just couldn't. Yoda bobblehead. I'm trying to go. I think it's the 18th. It's my brother's birthday. John and Susan bobblehead night.
Shut up.
No.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to go.
That is fantastic. Oh man,
I believe it's talking bobblehead night too. So I believe he
what?
Gives it, yeah, so you get a little bit of John.
Guys,
I love Susan.
For people who don't live in the area who've never heard these two speak, I mean, John Sterling has a voice from God. Like his voice is fantastic.
It's so just it's literally just charisma.
Yes, like
Oh,
deep and
yeah.
authoritative.
One.
Yeah, he's got such a great voice for radio. He's one of those people who like, okay, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do in life.
Yeah, the problem is John's just blind.
Well, yeah, that's
but
the
he's
other
so
thing.
lovable. He's our lovable blind announcer.
That's the other thing. Like I love them.
But people hate him.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like I love them because of who they are and what the personality they led to the Yankees radio broadcast. It's just fantastic. And Susan Waldman, I've been following. She used to do Knicks stuff when I was in high school, so like I've been following her for a long time. When she got the Yankees job, she was so
huge pioneer for women in the sports broadcasting industry.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, but I always laugh when I listen to them now because I'm like, they're not as good. Or
she's great. She is on top of her game. She's got a Boston accent. She does New York Yankees games. God knows how that happened. Susan is on point. Susan's been brilliant for years. Her voice is what gets her in trouble. John is slipping, but if they replace, I understand maybe replacing John next year, but Susan stays, or I will go on like a Zaddy style riot if Susan Waldman is not in the radio booth next season.
There you go, Susan. If you need someone to lead your campaign, if something
I will fight for Susan Waldman. I will die on that hill. I will take you all down. No one is taking. I need my summers with Susan. Sorry.
All right. Well, if you need to get to Pete and you can't find him, you could try me. Try me on Twitter at Finally33, spell Finale33. Check out, of course, with our show, check out our Facebook page and our Facebook group. I really, really want to start doing more in the group. I know I keep saying that, and I've
been trying to get Eric to do Star Wars shows on YouTube. I keep poking the bear, trying to get him to come out of the cave.
Well, you mentioned that last night, and I'm working on it. I already thought about it, so
look at that sparking the fire.
Yeah, the gears are turning.
Inspired the champion of Long Island.
The gears are turning in my head, so I'm going to.
I can guest, right? Like I can be a guest on the show every once in a while. I don't need to be a main part of it.
As long as you don't say Star Wars sucks, then yeah.
I won't say it a lot, but every once in a while, like it might slip out. But I'll have a civil conversation. If you guys were like, see guys, this is why this shit sucks. Because like, you got this stupid green puppet and he's floating this rock. Like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Now, if he was wearing his underwear outside his pants and had a cape around his neck, that would make sense.
And you know what, Pete? In Star Wars fandom, that stuff's acceptable. It's what happens. It's what happened in like the prequels where he finally had a lightsaber and the CGI version was jumping all over that was
amazing.
People.
That was amazing.
That's what I agree. I like.
It's one of the best scenes in the movie.
Thank you. Like I like that, but traditional Star Wars fans will argue with you on that. So
that Yoda can't flip.
That Yoda shouldn't be fighting at all because he's this old guy with a cane. That's basically.
But he was younger in the prequels.
Pete, I am with you. I agree with you, but it does not matter. I'm telling you,
this is why Star Wars sucks because their fans are so stupid.
It is the craziest fandom. I know people complain about DC and Marvel fandom and all the. No, nothing comes close to Star Wars. Nothing. It is unbelievable. But let me continue. You guys can check out my new, I mentioned last time, my Knicks podcast called All Nicked Up. We just recorded episode 2. I will be releasing it probably concurrently with this episode, straight out of Gotham. So if you are a Knicks fan, check it out. Check out also my Facebook page for All Nicked Up. We have a Facebook group now for All Nicked Up, same as we have for Straight out of Gotham. There's a Twitter handle @all_nicked_up. Very simple to remember, just with the underscores. And I would love to have this discussion. I love talking about basketball, especially the Knicks, with fellow fans. If it's something that we share both with the pop culture stuff and the Knicks, it's even better. We could just create a nice big community where we have these discussions. As Pete mentioned, I am considering the Star Wars live stream. It's going to be a live stream, whatever it is. I'm going to start doing that. And Pete, we really need to start doing at least an iceberg lounge here or there. We got to figure that out as well.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe with all this new material coming out, we can do something. Try and figure something out. What's the next DC movie that's coming? I know it's not.
I'm so concerned with baseball right now.
It's crazy. All right, but we'll talk about it. We'll get into it, and we'll keep you guys posted as well, as we always try and do. All right. Is there anything else, Pete, you want to talk about?
I mean, if you want to talk about Uxus and Galactus, I can go on a tirade for a little bit.
All right, we don't have the time for that. It's just
okay. Well, save it for
Memorial Day
show.
weekend. We might have some barbecues to go to.
I'll talk about Uxus by the grill.
He would too. Like, I totally believe that one. But happy Memorial Day to everyone out there. For Peter Vera, I'm Eric Holzman. You are listening to Straight Outta Gotham, and we will see you next time.
Booyah!